Are we live? Are we alive tonight? Are you here? Am I here? Are we all here together? Are we gathered here tonight to celebrate a thing called rocks? I hope so. Because that's what we're doing. And let me just, somewhere back in the chat, while I was scurrying around trying to get ready for the show tonight, there seemed to be some kind of bleeding. There was some pleading going on early. So starting at 5:34 today, Miss Karen, please let us in. We can't wait for the show to begin. We haven't seen you since Lord knows when. I think it was back in 1910. I believe that, I should be singing a ditty at this point, but thank you so much, Mr. Turtle. I'll just start this thing off like that. I'll trade that to the other hand because we're not done yet. Then come in a few minutes later. Oh, Karen, please open the door. We cannot wait, not 1 minute more. We're so excited to see what's in store. What did you find? Show us your score. I'm dangerous with that thing. It's a weapon. Our friend, please start the show. Any more suspense and our heads will blow. Sit down your chair, put on your smile, and let's go. Come on, Karen, we can't take no more. When I opened up to try to start the podcast, I was like laughing so hard. Thank you for that. Yeah, and Allison's like, Mr. Turtle's on a roll tonight. And then we've got one from Rocky Mountain Bear. I think we're about to see a turtle start to huff and puff and blow this chat down, and he wasn't done. It's true. And Lisa's in the house laughing. And well, Karen, I hope you're pleased. We groveled, we pleaded, we bent at the knee. I guess this was never meant to be because now it's time for us to go die. DIE, rip, RIP, me. Thank you. And dude, I'm sorry. I'm not doing a moment of silence, so I'm sure you're still out there. Thank you for those bell ringers, man. That is a just stroke of poetic genius and really, really, really awesome of you to toss that the way of the channel. I really appreciate all of those. And so now, as previously expected, we'll resume to the normal live stream. Whoa, yikes! I got to get out of here. Okay, there we go. And so, welcome in tonight. I hope that your Friday night is going as wonderfully and as wildly as we are off to a start here. And I would love to hear how you're doing. How was your week? What's up? What's up with you? Is it good? Are you good? We care. We care here. That's why they call me Karen. Eric the cat is here in the house. Spot is here. Phil is also here joining us. Patricia's creation has slid on into the chat. Did I say Jennifer? I hope I said Jennifer. That Opal guy is also here. Fantastic. Of course, Mr. Turtle Montana coming in full strength. Brian is here. Thank you for coming as well. Let's Be Rockin' is also here tonight. We've got such a great night for you guys that I am excited that y'all are here with us. Thank you so much for joining us. And Julie here, very nice play on words, Mr. Turtle, Poet Montana, for sure. Thank you so much. So we're exchanging our hellos. Rocky Mountain Bear also in full effect. Although I did say when I was ringing that bell tonight, what we're going to be looking at is the final countdown on our Discord cabochon contest. It ended, I believe, what, like at 12, the stroke of 12 midnight at some point. And then today at 12 noon, we got to find out who the winners were. So there's like a voting period in between. And we tried a new little voting method so that we could tabulate those things. And that seemed to be a really good choice to make. And so we are going to announce the winner here. If you haven't been over on the Discord, then you get to find out who the winner was tonight. You did see in the opening montage, I will just divulge that there were three of the top three finishers. So we've narrowed it down. And we'll be going ahead and talking about that tonight with a couple guests. And then we also have, if you are watching the opening montage, we've got some hot jewelry that we've just created, some hot sand castings that we've poured, and we're going to be looking at some of the things that we've been cabbing and slabbing throughout the week, and then working on the live streams with these jewelry items, and we're going to see if we can't, mash them up. And so a little bit of jewelry design as we're going through, and I do have the microscope fired up. And so if we see something that we want to throw into the microzone, that portal is open. Go ahead and just click your seatbelt together and we will board the ship to the microzone. So it looks like Barbara is here. Good to see you. 12 thumbs up. Wow. That's a whole house full of thumbs. Thank you. Unless you're like some kind of like an octopus, and then you're selecting certain tentacles to toss those thumbs up on. A plentitude of tentacles. Plented tentacle. Hey, Kirk. Is also in the house. Yeah. Hey, you know what? We've got a lot to be happy about. We do. We have so much to be happy about. Something that I forgot to just mention as far as the lineup for tonight is that we have a new toy that we added to the studio, and I'm excited to talk a little bit about it. It'll be a quick segment, but I did also want to ask about, the things that you guys need to add. Like, if you could, I'm not talking about first tier toys, like, so not the cabber or not the faceting machine. Or if you need some, big, like the studio itself, those are top tier. I'm talking about like something that you can add that you have just been pining over, and it's just going to help facilitate, like, just really grease the wheels on some other things. And so we've got something to talk about as far as that's concerned. Very, very excited about that. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and get that out of there. And I did say hi to Julie, though. I hope I did. I hope that you guys are back from your fun honeymoon that is annual, and that you have a bunch of stuff that you can show us. And so anyways, yes, yay for toys, right? There's like tools, and then there's toys, and then there's like the amalgam of them, the toils or whatever. It's toils on the wallet, but they end up being quite fun in the studio. And so yeah, we're gonna talk about that. But as I said, we'll go ahead and get straight into our first guest. Is no surprises here. Freeform lapidary.
How's it going, everybody?
And how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Just finished up my work week. Looking forward to a fun weekend, and try not to be too upset that I'm over here destroying fossils as I try to prep them, but we're working through it and we're learning.
So, yeah, I think we got to experience a little bit of that over on the Discord. And even on Rufotra's had a great live
Yeah.
with a fossil guest, Caleb, who is ironically also a Caleb.
Yep.
and and you have been doing just that with the air scribe. Fill us in and let us know about this lovely failing forward that you did.
Yeah, so for Christmas, I got an air scribe and an air abrader, so I could start doing some more fossil prep because I've been doing a bit more fossil digging lately. So finally, now that I have my shop a bit more organized, I've started with some of those toys and just kind of learning the ropes and what I can do with them. So that's been fun. And so recently I dug up some like sand dollar fossils and some other things. So I've been kind of just poking at those a little bit and seeing how it goes. And yeah, we are definitely failing a little bit, but it's all important to learning how to do it the right way. So luckily, I have plenty of specimens to play with as I go, so it's not too terrible. But yeah, we're learning.
Nice. I'll divulge that you shared a little wise with me when you showed me the little sad victim of the the last thing, and it's so cool that there are people out there that can give you some wise, and then sometimes you trip up anyway. But
Hmm.
it's super fun watching you go through it. Kyle has just gone through breaking in his air scribe and figuring out what works and what doesn't work. A couple different incarnations for his dust box. If you've been playing along for that whole evolution. And so, what would you say to somebody who is just getting started with an air scribe? What would you say as far as your freshest, thoughts right now?
um, Hopefully you have some lesser quality pieces you can practice on. Don't just go barreling into one of the nicer things that you have. It's probably a pretty big one right there. But also, don't be scared to ruin something, because it's bound to happen. Even professional people will have a oops, and it is what it is. They're fragile, and so they're easy to mess up. But just learn, go for it, and try to just try it, because yeah, I mean, you're gonna mess up from time to time, but when you do finally get the hang of it, and it's really rewarding when you get a piece that comes out nice.
That's great advice. I'm asking for a friend because
Fair enough.
that's a piece of technology that I'm looking at adding soon to my quiver, and I would count that as one of the toys. It's not
Mm,
like a main thing, but it's definitely like another tier of something that you absolutely have to have if you need to have it.
yeah, and actually, I just started doing well, I've done some fossil prep by hand before, and I'm just now using the scribe and stuff. And I'm missing a component from my air aerator, but I'll get that soon. But I was talking with a friend of mine who has worked on the same specimens recently, and yeah, it seems that air abrasion is actually the way to go for the particular things that I'm working on instead of the scribe. I was just using it to kind of get through some of the rough stuff, but it turns out that the abrader will take care of most of that for me. I don't even have to pick up that one for these pieces. So that was really cool to have that conversation with my friend recently. So.
Friends, good.
Hmm.
We
Ask
love you,
people.
friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Save us. And I'll speak of a certain shoulder devil right now who has been trying to talk me into just popping on that little aerobrator. And it's not too expensive.
Mm-mm.
and mm, and so yeah, it's worth it for different levels of the prepping of fossils if you're interested in doing that, which I know that I can look down the chat right now. I'm talking to you. And there's a few of you out there that I know are interested in getting into it. So I wanted to take that little tangent while Caleb was here, and before we get into what we're really here for.
Right?
Which is Tangent Town. But in addition to that, we actually have a job to do this evening, and that is announcing the second ever winner of the cab contest, right?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I would say if you want a thumbnail for anybody who has swooped in and doesn't know exactly what we're talking about, why don't you go ahead and paint a little picture, and then we'll go ahead and fill in the
Okay.
paint with color.
So we're just running a cab contest on the Discord server. It's every month. It'll have a specific theme that the person who won the previous month will get to choose. So, like the first month, I let Karen pick, which was the Rockacosm, which was finding something in the rock that looks like something outside of the rock. This month we had the live edge, so that's just utilizing the natural edge of a rock. So it could be botryoidal crystals or just a rough edge, whatever, just to, capture that in part of your creation. And so this is something we're going to be doing every month. Usually get about 3 weeks to work on a piece and get it submitted. And then there's a voting period, and everybody who's in the Discord gets to vote on it. And yeah, we've been having really good turnout. So looking forward to see where we go with it next.
Yeah, I am absolutely blown away by the turnout,
Mm,
honestly. You know,
yeah.
we've
First
got
month
a
we had 10 entries. This month we had 14 entries. And we had more turnout for the voting. I think we had 37, I think, people voted, which was awesome. And so, yeah, I'm glad to see people are enjoying it and participating because that's the whole point.
And that's actually a drop in the bucket for who's actually in the Discord. And
Right.
so what I think is super fun about that is that like the folks that stuck in their toe last month, slowly like getting a little bit more in, and more people are kind of like getting into it. And so we're looking for the landslide. I think that, the next couple months, as far as the cab contest goes, we'll not only have more participants in the cab contest itself, but if you don't want to enter a cab, you still get to participate because you can vote.
Right.
And so it's a great way to, I mean, the eye candy is to die
Yeah,
for one thing.
totally. Especially some of the more unique ones. I mean, we have some really talented artists in our community that are producing some awesome cabs.
Yeah, seriously. And so for like the first thing, thank you guys. If you're in the audience and you participated, thank you so much. We so appreciated seeing all of those entries, and they were all good. They
Yeah.
were all good,
Hmm.
You guys are all super talented. And if I could choose like as many winners as entered, that would be something I would do. But
Right.
but the way that the win happens is that we have a this time. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that outside
Okay.
little voting thing that we did?
All right, so we went with a third-party voting site this time around because we had so many participants. I couldn't do it all just within Discord because they have a limit on how many you can do. So I went with another site, Straw Poll, which is great. I can put up to like 24, I think, participants. So as long as we don't break that one, I won't have to find a new one.
We're gonna
Um,
break it.
that'd be great. I'm fine with that. But um, so and I played with the settings a little bit to make it a little bit more anonymous and mysterious for who was leading in the polls. Um, and so yeah, we made it so you couldn't see who voted for who. We also made it see so that nobody knew who was leading. So just kind of cut out some of the nonsense and bias and stuff like that. So it's just pick your favorite. I have it say you can change your mind. You just still can't see anything till it's over.
I love that so much. I think that, I mean, if somebody is popular and it's a fantastic cab, that is what it is.
Yep.
And at the same time, it's so cool to have a voting method where you feel like you're actually going into the booth. Like,
Right.
okay, yeah, nobody can see, and I'm gonna, just gonna vote, and I can't see who's winning or anything
Right.
like that. And to me that felt like it was so sweetly simple and
Yes.
beautiful. And so at any rate, it was such a hard decision. It was so hard. And
Yeah.
so I'm going to actually you guys know how much I love my little slideshows and how they're slippery, and so I'm gonna try to get it so that we can see it without it doing slippery things. Okay, hold on. Did I just make sense at all? At all? No, no, I didn't.
Oh,
Okay,
you did
here we
good.
go. Thanks. Okay, so I did bring in this slideshow of the top three that we can divulge now because the folks even over there on the Discord, if you belong, they know the winners already. And so, winner, I mean, we're all winners. So I guess plural works. But if you want to be part of the Discord, if somebody could maybe pop up the link, that would be awesome. But do you recognize this one, Caleb?
Yeah, that was my submission. And it kickstarted off this month's contest. Got it done quick. Yeah,
Gorgeous. And so
thank you.
this is an example. Those of you who might
Uh-oh.
be what's the matter? Did I do
Oh,
something?
I had a loading thing. My internet's being
Oh,
a little
okay.
funky today, so if I drop, sorry.
Okay. All right. Thank you for the heads up. Okay, so we have this one and it is gorgeous. And so I'm replaying a couple of these on account that these were the top 3, and I wanted to recap for anybody who didn't see last week's live stream and or aren't part of the Discord, because I know that there's folks out there that you fit both of those. Like my mom, for instance. Okay, and so we have this one, and this one belongs to Ma, and it was an ocean
Yep.
jasper. And then if I go backwards, I think that there's one more. And this one is, oh my gosh, that's not what I wanted. But we'll stop it where it needs to stop. Okay. And so and this one actually belonged to whom, Caleb?
Theo.
All right. So
Yeah.
this was Theo Kellison, and what did he use as a material here?
Yeah, that was the ammonite, wasn't it? I believe.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was either ammonite or baculite. When I think it was an ammonite. I think you're right. Yeah, and it looks like an ammonite with ammonite in the background over there for the raw guy.
Hmm.
And so yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was his. And so, those of you who aren't over there on the Discord or didn't play right alongside this thing, which out of these 3 would have you chosen? Because we've got some like incredible, this is what I mean by the caliber of the contest that we had going on over there. And let me tell you that the other ones that were part of it, every single one of them were so interesting to look at. And I want to welcome in Yogi Wifey Boo Boo. So, hey, Boo Boo. And I saw that Bob came along and Margaret is here. And it seems like I also saw some Rick is here. Tom, Cat, Zzz, Josh is also here. All right. So I just wanted to make sure that we have said hello to all y'all who just showed up. So now we're to the final countdown. Do you want to announce who it was that did win this thing?
Yeah, sure. It was Ma.
All
And not
right.
by a lot. It was a very close race.
And
Not to take
so
anything away. I mean, I'm just saying, like it was this one was very close as far as the top handful of cabs went.
and so we're going to congratulate Ma, and we're going to bring her on to the live stream tonight. And so hello.
Well, hi.
Hello.
How you got?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wait, let's oh, the dogs are barking.
Yeah, they're congratulating too.
Yeah.
And so first, how are you doing this evening?
I'm okay. Doing okay. It's been a weird week for me, but this was a nice little thing to have happen. It cheered me up a bit, and yeah, such awesome participants this month. And I was
Right?
actually shocked that I was shocked that I won. I'm not gonna lie. Like there was so many good ones, and uh, I'm honored because the people that participated this month did a great job, and I'm honored to be among them.
As you should be. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, super, super cool cabochons all the way around. And uh
Seriously.
yeah, Caleb, you were saying that it was kind of a nail biter from the beginning, right?
You
Yeah,
could see.
so part of the way I have it set up is I need to be able to verify the accounts. So I have people putting in like their Discord names or some kind of identifier so I can see that they're actually real people on the server. And so part of having access to all that, I can see how it goes throughout the week. And so watching as the votes rolled in, all of like just the numbers just clicking up and just like, a handful of these cabs that were all almost dead even. It was really cool to see that kind of develop. And, as much as I wish I could, have you guys see that, I do like that it is a mystery till the end. But yeah, no, it was very close. No real pull away until the very final moments when people were getting their last minute votes in. And yeah, it was awesome.
Absolutely. And so, tell us a little bit about your cab experience with this particular piece of ocean jasper. Fill us in.
Oh, I guess you're talking to me since I'm the one who
I
did Ocean
am, yeah.
Jasper. Uh, it was. I love doing stuff with bugs and live edge stuff. I just love doing that kind of thing. I like doing things that are a little different. So obviously, I mean, I chose the theme, so it was already something I was looking forward to doing. I made 5 different cabs this month.
Being thorough on the subject,
Yeah,
right?
well, I just I was inspired by it, honestly, and I had a hard time picking which material I wanted to submit. So I just made a bunch of stuff and then kind of narrowed it down. And honestly, I picked the Ocean Jasper because I went to my parents with the 3 I had and said, which one would you vote for? And both of them independently said the Ocean Jasper. And it's kind of where my heart was leaning anyway, so that just kind of cemented it. Like, yeah, that's the one. And it was obviously challenging because there was little bots just hanging off this thing, and learned a little bit earlier that it was kind of a cool thing to do to use resin to kind of stabilize stuff if you're worried about it breaking or getting. And like there was another cab that I done where the top of it had a big bot, and I was really worried I'm gonna accidentally hit that when I'm cabbing. And I was like, oh, I know, I'll cover it up with UV resin so it's protected and I won't accidentally hit it. And then that idea then went into when I looked at this material, you could see on the left side there, that little ball of awesomeness. I wanted to protect that, have it not break off. And so I just filled in this little lower corner with UV resin and cut and cabbed it as normal and then dissolved the UV resin out with acetone when I was done. And that's how I got the little guy on the right without anything breaking off. So yeah, it was kind of an experiment and it worked well. And I hope other people will be inspired to use that trick because it's fantastic, in my opinion, what you can preserve that way.
Yeah, it's great to hear you articulate that. I really was hoping for that because when you
Well,
look at
hey,
the
good.
yay. So I'll be listening to this, like I'll snippet that part and listen to it a couple times over. That is a great piece of guidance for somebody who has something on if you look at that original slab and you see what you
Mhm.
might want to preserve, and considering what a stabilizer or a preservative that resin is, and that you can dissolve it
Yeah.
back away with the acetone. I mean,
hmm
that's that's such a masterclass, awesome thing to share.
I got lucky that it worked. It was just an idea I had and it worked. It's like I can't take it's not like I was like, oh, this will work and it'll be fantastic and I'm a genius. Like I had no idea. And I tried it and it did what I
Don't
wanted
fight
it
it,
to do.
Ma.
And so now I'm just happy to share it with other people. Like, what a great hack. Like, what a fantastic hack. And I'm so happy to share that with people that it worked.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. So Opal Guy is wondering if I put preserves into acrylic resin, have I made raspberry preserves? Just needs to know.
Oh, poor guy.
And Spot is saying UV resin might have a variety of that growing in the basement.
I'm not sure what that means, but certainly.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah, beware where you go with the UV light. If you don't want to
Oh,
see what's,
sure, yeah.
growing in your basement. And
Hmm.
That's fair.
yeah, yeah. And so the marvels of kind of seeing, I love the way that you've made the contest this way, Caleb, with you get the before and you get the after shots, or at least, if somebody is showing something that came from a nodule, then you're supposed to kind of show the material that it came from and that sort of thing. And so when you were planning the cabochon, how was it that you visualized what it was that you wanted? Because I think a lot of people that are being challenged by some of these cabochon challenge, contesty things that we're doing are,
Mhm.
how do you visualize that?
Well, I personally, it's something I've just started doing in the last couple of months, but I have an eye pencil or whatever it's called. I just scribble over it. I draw where I think it'll look good, and I keep refining it until I'm happy. And then I obviously like save the photo like that, and then I kind of use tape to mark off on the slab where the cut lines will be. And I do that, and then I just go back and refine it, obviously, like how you would with anything. But that's kind of how I plan it out, is I digitally draw on it.
Nice. Okay, so
Yeah.
I love that plan of attack. So it's very visceral. Like you are, uh making a pattern on the rock itself. Yes.
Right. It's like I used to always, I'd put tape over it and then I draw with a Sharpie and wipe it off if I hated it, and draw with a Sharpie, wipe it off if I hated it. And then I was like, okay, this is stupid. I have technology I can use. So I just draw where I think it'll look good. And like I always generally have an idea, like my brain kind of picks, okay, I want this spot and this spot incorporated, but you don't really know, like, yeah, you can figure out what part you want, what shape do you want. And, okay, if it's me, it's going to be a triangle. It's not, you know. But like,
Yeah, that given.
how do I position the triangle? Where's the point gonna be? Whatever, like all of that kind of stuff I figure out now using just drawing on it, and then I translate that into tape lines to cut it, and then I'm just kind of freehanding the rest of it on my flat lap.
Gotcha. Because I think that a lot of people that are looking to get into it, and I was so pleased at how many beginners tried for the first time this last
Right.
time.
That's
And so
fantastic.
articulating how what your plan of attack is, I think really helps for folks to hear when it's, obviously we're not doing the same thing next time, but if they are doing a live edge, then for one thing, you can do this completely. Or,
Right.
if I'm trying to visualize what my next project is going to be, it always helps to hear from a few different brains. And so, Caleb, what would you say as far as like how did you pick your placement on your cab?
Um, Honestly, a lot of times it comes from working little slabettes, little broken pieces of rock and stuff that are already right about cab size. A lot of times well, especially when I first started, I would just grab those little pieces and just like, I'm just going to take down the edge to, till it's ground down. And then I kind of see what the shape is. And then I can see, okay, well, I can start refining it into a little bit nicer shape from there. Now I've done it so much where, I can cut into a slab and just do that, automatically to the shapes that I like and whatnot. But I can't say that I almost never scribe anything unless I'm doing something symmetrical, like ovals that are like calibrated sizes or something. But I can just kind of see it in my mind and I just start going for it on the saw. But yeah, definitely when I started, yeah, just little slab bits. Take the edge down to where it's nice and even, and then you can just adjust from there. That's a really good way. Then you get used to what you like.
For sure. And so I like that plan of attack as well. Uh so often, if you've got a lot of material around, it's nice to just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite plan of attack is, start cutting the fat off of the stone, like the rind, if there is one and you're not leaving a live edge, and maybe a fracture if you see that, attack that next, and start just whittling away and seeing what the stone shape wants. Like, it'll talk to you. Do you guys talk
Mm-hmm.
to your stones?
Hmm.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All day.
They tell me all the time what they want.
I want to be this shape and I need a beer.
Right.
And
Me too.
right. And so yeah, I think it's so helpful when I first started, just to hear what other people do. And so I thank you guys both for sharing your plan of attack, because once you get started, wouldn't you agree, stuff kind of sort of just blah, blah.
Oh
Anyway.
yeah. Yeah. You can make a plan. You can make a plan all day, but the rock's going to kind of dictate what needs to happen. Like there's going to be times when something's going to break that you didn't realize there was a fracture in there, and it's going to reshape itself, and you just either roll with it or give up, I guess, right?
Yeah,
So
pretty much.
there's that.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's the stone talking to you, like shouting at you. Like, if
It's
Hmm.
it
all
breaks,
nah,
you're like,
nah,
I,
bro. Yeah.
yeah, I'm vetoing your plan right now in real time. And Wisconsin rock stalker, right? Lead follower, get out my way.
Love that.
Yeah, me too. Um, and so, thank you guys for the cab tips. And so I reckon we should probably turn the page, and here we are looking dead on into March, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And so the tradition
The
ordained.
tradition, the winner gets to pick the theme for the next month.
Right. And so
Hmm.
that would be, yeah, somebody
Hmm.
here in our presence. So do we know what we're going to be doing? Do you have a jump start for all of these folks that are sitting here on the edge of their seats with a slab, ready to rush straight to diamond wheels? Do we have their guidance yet?
Yeah. Shall I share it?
We could draw it out. I mean, I'm probably going to be on for another about 45 minutes
No,
to an
no, we
hour. So
we gotta get we gotta get to your toys and stuff. We got
okay,
things to get done.
let's get some
This
instant
month,
grat.
the theme that I've picked for this month is free for all, and that is also within the confines of the classic cabochon shape, which is flat back, girdle, and dome. But this could be a couple different things that you guys decide to do. Either a showcase of like your favorite way to create a cab, or take the time to do something you've always wanted to try. And can include anything from the classic stuff or doublets or triplets in tarja. Any size you want, any shape you want, any material, any color. Like just bring your best cabochon as you would like to make and show us. That's my theme for this month.
Bravo.
Perfect.
That is inspired, and I love that. Um, it's wide open, which means that this challenge meets you wherever you are.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and
and
then
I'm
it's like I oh sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I had kind of honed in on another like specific theme and then realized that there was going to be some equipment limitations. Like some people would have an edge up on others. Some people probably wouldn't even be able to do it. And the last thing I want is to have a theme where someone feels like they can't participate because they maybe just don't have what they need. So this kind of will encompass anything that people want to do, obviously within those guidelines of the classic cab or traditional cab.
Very
So I
good.
think it'll be fun because we will not have any idea what anybody is going to throw up there. It's going to be so fun, I think.
I hope not too many people are throwing up actually, but like,
Oh,
what you put
heyo.
into the what you put into the
Someone had
contest.
to make the joke.
I did.
Yeah,
It's my
I said
job
it and
as
was like, oh,
hostess.
crap.
um Hello, Kyle and Mr. Chubby Hubby, welcome in. And yeah, I agree that it's a really, really inspiring thing. It opens up so many possibilities for creativity. So yeah, this is
Yeah,
this
and
is a
that's what I
real
hope for.
inclusive.
I hope people get crazy creative. Like, that's my hope.
Yeah, are you guys ready to get crazy with your cabs?
Yeah, let them get crazy creative. Like, get as creative as you can, well, within your, there's rules, but that's kind of fun too. Like, how can you make your most interesting thing with these established kind of guidelines for you? How cool can you make it? And that's what I want to see people do.
Okay, so with all this excitement, wait, what's the theme? So maybe one more time, if you wouldn't mind touching upon the theme, that would be great.
Oh, it's a free for all. However, it has to have a flat back, a girdle, and a dome. But anything else goes. Any material, any color, any size, anything that you want to do. That if it can fit in there, you can do it, right? That's kind of the idea. So
Awesome.
yeah, go for it.
Fantastic. Very, very exciting. And I know that it was ready, set, go, and everybody's running to their wheels right now. So as far as the way that the contest is set up, the you can submit one submission. Like what's the breakdown on what it is that you expect from people, Caleb?
Okay, so yeah, one, the cabochon has to meet the base rules as Mus stated before, for the contest. There are some photo requirements for entries. We want to see a picture of the rough or the slab before it was cut and polished. We need a side profile picture and then a front picture so we can see the stone. Um, and then I'm leaving this a bit. I kind of tested it out the past couple months. Some people had wanted to swap out their submission if they had submitted something early and wanted to change it. I'm totally fine with that because all I really care about is, that there's something there at the end. So, if you change your mind and you want to do something else, just feel free to do so. Let me know. And other than that, that's about it.
Great. And I love this. So Rocky is saying get super duper crazy, but within reason, of course. And Nomad Wishing Stone says, oh, so make a cab.
Yeah, make a cab.
That's
Challenge
great.
accepted.
Right. So yeah, definitely do a cab. But yeah, the idea is definitely, to see if you can't get your toes hanging 10 over a cliff. Press
I mean,
yourself.
I would like people to like this is the thing, like that's why I kind of was saying like either make it a showcase of the favorite way you like to do it or do something you've never done before. Like I just want people to push themselves and try something new and yeah. Oh, and
Yeah.
Rick's asking how is Musband? Musband is home from the hospital and he's doing so good that he's out with his best friend right now. So that's how
Very
good he
good.
is. Like he's
Awesome.
out. He was
Yay.
going a little stir crazy, and the second he could leave the house, he did. Whether that was a good idea to let him go or not, I mean, I'm not in charge of him. He's in charge of himself. But he felt good enough to go and have fun with his best friend. So that to me is a win.
For sure. Yeah, that's great. And so Margaret's like,
Ill advised, probably.
OMG, he's good. He went out.
Yep.
You can only
Unfortunately, he's an
imagine.
adult
Yeah.
and he makes his own decisions.
He's got to
So
be
yeah.
so stir crazy by now. I'm
Yes.
sure he just
Yes.
needed to, get
Yeah.
get shake
Uh,
shake things, shake the dust
he
out.
was
Yeah.
he was losing his mind about like being like feeling cooped up by about 9:30 a.m. So the fact that he waited till 3 p.m. was a win in my heart. Yeah. Poor guy.
Yeah, yeah. It, just knowing what little I do of him, I that is not surprising at all. I'm like
No.
kind of surprised he didn't break out of the hospital. Like
Me too. Me too, honestly.
honestly, yeah.
I'm surprised he wasn't like, hey, swing by and pick me up at like 3 in the morning. Like, get
Right,
me out
break
of
me out
here.
of here. Totally.
Yeah.
That's more what I had envisioned.
Me
Get me
too.
over
And I was
get me
gonna be
over the
like,
wall.
no, 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 you lay back down.
That's great. Um, and so something else that we ran through during the credits, or the montage, a little bit earlier, is this situation. And I know that nobody in the room actually was the person who generated this particular one. This was actually Ryan. Where is Ryan anyway? He
Yeah,
must
where
be
is
lurking.
Ryan?
Yeah, yeah, usually he checks
Stop
in.
lurking, Ryan.
Yeah.
Looking at
We're
you, Ryan.
outing your AI prowess right now. And so we were talking about uh, bringing uh, what Smokey the Bear's, like a glimmer in his eye for some fire agate, I believe. Smokey the Bear, fire agate.
Yeah,
And so, yep, that's how it started. And
that
then
happened.
it did. And so we have this because TM on Smokey the Bear and Boo Boo, whom he originally, I want a shirt of this so bad. And so then we
Oh,
got
the
to,
onion.
yeah, the onion. We were having an interesting conversation that had an onion involved. And so the onion was going to cause the bear to actually cry tears of opals and
And
fire
fire
agate.
agates.
Hmm. And so AI was asked to generate that. And is this not like just an awesome graphic?
It's
Who
so
else out
good.
Yes,
who else out there wants this t-shirt? I would
I
totally rock
do.
this t-shirt all day, man. And so let's do that. TM. Where's Ryan? Oh, yep. Uh-huh. He's
Yep, there he
watching on
is.
TV. There he is. Thank you, Ryan. I did check before outing his artistic prowess here. Um, and so we then were talking about what potentially happens if it, like, so first the fire agates were coming out of the tears of Smokey the Bear's eyes, but then we were wondering where the fire opal comes from, which is the
Well,
the
now we
bear to the
know.
right. Yeah. Because that's what happens, with bears in the woods. I had to share this with everybody because this was just so brilliant. It made my whole night. Did he just crap that, Joel? Is like Phil is
He
asking.
did. Well, it looks like it's leaking out of both ends there. So, apparently bears can do all the things, apparently.
Yeah, he's a random gem generator. Doy.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
the weird
oh,
eye.
I
Sorry, the weird
know.
eye in the little like thought bubble is the weirdest.
This would be a great t-shirt also. I kind of need them
Why
both.
is AI gonna be so weird though, man? Like,
I don't know. I like it though. It,
me
it
too.
feels comfortable in my synapses. Like
Right.
that feels like my brain too. And Kyle actually had an actual question for us as we
Oh,
digress rapidly. So, would the next contest be blind vote, not knowing whom did it until voting is done and then credit is given? Question mark.
You mean like, wait, blind vote? Oh, you mean not knowing who did it? So like
Yeah.
anonymous entry kind of thing.
No, no,
So
you
yeah,
actually vote
oh
and it just goes to whomever. I'm just
oh
kidding.
to whoever. That'd be
just
interesting.
vote 1 through 15, and we will apply votes as yeah.
The random vote generator. Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
Go
okay.
ahead, Caleb.
Um, so yeah, we had discussed this recently about doing like an anonymous entry. So if we did that, what it would look like would be people would send me their submissions and I would upload them into the gallery for people to view. And then they would all just be basically numbered. And when it came to voting time, you would just pick the one you liked the most. If that is something that you guys are truly interested in doing, I'm gonna put a poll up on the Discord, um, and you guys can go choose whether or not that's something you would like to see. And if it's a pretty clear majority, then we can do it for maybe like the next month or something like that.
Just to check it out.
And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm down to test things that you guys want to do. I love the feedback for ideas like that, and whether or not they're permanent features or like on an occasional feature, we can definitely throw those in to make the event a little bit more fun. But yeah, I'll put a poll up. You guys could go say yes or no.
Sounds
Sweet.
good.
Yeah, awesome. And so, yeah, if anybody's got a wrench and can toss the Discord into the chat, you guys are all invited. If you're watching, you are a beloved friend, and the invite is good for 48 hours. It just helps us keep the bots out and that sort of thing. It's kind of like being in the Matrix, like we just keep those like weird. Don't you guys think that those things that go after the ship look like crinoids? Like it's like a crinoid bot, back from yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm super
I
confused, but that's
digress.
fine.
What's that?
I said I'm super confused, but that's fine. It's a
Okay,
normal
no,
state of mind for me. No, no
no
worries.
worries. I changed super fast. Yeah, that was probably not a good segue. And Karen, did you notice the onion and the gems were similarly shaped, pointy on top? Yeah, isn't that interesting that that AI decided to do that? Um,
That, that is how liquids fall, though. Like that, it does make sense within the confines of tears that it
right,
would be
like
pointed on the top. But yeah,
yeah.
they do.
And oh goodness gracious. What what's it called when bears polish jelly opal? Lapidary? Not bad, turtle.
Not bad.
Very good.
Yep. I was gonna bring one of my snares down here to like have ready for the rim tap. I might have to do that one of these
You
times.
should probably do that.
Yeah, I guaranteed get rim tap. Um, and what does Cheryl come on in here? Did I miss? But Phoebe is here. And was asking to see if somebody had put the link in. I don't know if one of the mods might uh swoop over to
I
the
can
Discord
try.
and pop it.
I
That
can
would be
try, but
cool
I'll,
because Phoebe would
I'm gonna
love to have
try.
you all in there.
If I
Um,
disappear while trying, I'll be backstage. But I'm gonna
okay,
try.
yeah, I'll watch for you. Um,
Okay.
and so yeah, the just to give you a brief overview, the Discord is just rock folk. We have a bunch of different channels in the Discord, being the Discord server that are specific, like lapidary and jewelry making and show and tell and randomness and science and all these different places where people are just posting up, what they're working on, or if they need help on. You are welcome to do the same. Just a lot of sharing. And so a good time is to be had by all. We have the contest for our cabochons in there. It looks like we probably need an AI art contest in there as well. We'll see what we get to. And that we just, at about any hour during the day or night, because we have some people that are international, there's usually something going on over there. So if you're lonely for rocks and rock people, go on over to the Discord. And thank you so much, Melissa, for putting that up there. So the
Am I still
Discord
here?
link is in there, and you are still here. So we'll consider
Yes.
that a huge win. And then so what I thought was really interesting was that then we have this. So tell us
I
about
love
this,
it.
Caleb.
So I saw Ryan creating these ones, and I was reading the discussion. So I tried to match kind of a prompt in the same direction, and this is what my AI came up with, and I really like it. It seems like a bit darker, but also really mystical, and I think the little opals came out killer in this one.
Oh, heck
Super
yeah. Like
mystical.
I would like, this is not as much a t-shirt graphic as it is like, I would want this on my wall. Like this would be
Yeah.
something I would rock in my studio. And would love to have sitting like adjacent to my cabbing machine or something. And
Right?
so
That's some straight up lava tears right there.
Yeah.
this is not a lava bison, it's a lava bear.
A
Yeah.
lava bear,
Exactly.
Lava
But like look
cousin
bear.
like
to the lava
it's like is
bison.
it there's like a weird little explosion in the left one.
Oh
I
Yeah.
love it.
It's a feature.
It is
yeah.
definitely a feature.
My onion is much smaller and less prominent.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
kind of like you wouldn't know that this all came from me saying Karen's layers of talent are like an onion and then getting made fun of for it.
Oh, what
But
happened? Stop. Stop.
that's the origin of all this.
So I guess we're recapping right now because I clicked
Um,
something.
yeah,
But yeah,
sure.
it's gonna find its way back to there we go, Jahix. Yeah, and so this is what happens when brains that aren't on their diamond wheels get together and do rock things instead of the things that they're supposed to be doing. Fair.
Right.
Yeah, that's procrastination station stuff right there.
Oh,
If you
check
guys
this
haven't tried
out.
it.
Lava Bison is
Yeah.
also here lurking. Got called out. Yep, that's my basalt buddy here at yeah. Yeah, that looks like amygdaloids, eh? Ama? Huh?
Hilarious. Oh yeah.
Oh, has anybody heard of amygdaloidal basalt being opalescent? Is that a thing?
The basalt
I
itself?
can't
No, like the
no.
amygdaloids.
The little like vesicle filled things. Yeah.
The vesicles. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I
I just love that word. You got to say it like that. Sorry, Caleb.
I'll
What is
have to
a
find
vesicle
it.
against an amygdaloid? Hmm.
Yes, the vesicle.
There's a difference apparently, so just saying.
There is. Yeah, the vesicle is the void, and the amygdaloid is the fact that something has the void,
Has
right?
filled it. Oh, I think so.
Mm,
Yeah, because I think they call it vesicular if there's still like open gassy bubbles in there. Go, Karen.
Right. It's so rare that I might have like a tangible grasp on something.
No,
But
it's not. But okay.
but the fact that like an amygdaloidal basalt could have opal in it seems like a high possibility, right?
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Like whether it's
So
precious opal, I guess what are those chances? But Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'll
want
I'll have
to
to
know.
I'll have to check because there could be one sitting like 8 feet from me right now in my opal box because
Uh-oh.
I do have something that falls under those lines.
Um,
So
go
Can
get
you
it.
just get
take
that?
some pictures of it.
Get it. Get it.
Well, can't you just
Oh
do
my
that
goodness.
right now?
Okay, hold on. Hold please.
I'm sorry. Like, is
And he's
it good?
gone.
Is it good form for a hostess to be like twisting the guest's arm to go get fun pretties that are opalescent?
I think it's kind of necessary in a
Okay.
capacity.
All right. Job
That's
well
just my
done.
opinion.
Job well done, Karen. All right. Would that make it a galaxy stone with a nebula? Yes, it would,
Yes.
Eric. Yes. We want to see that galaxy stone. So, yeah, I think that pretty much any amygdaloidal basalt could be a galaxy stone, right?
That's I think what they call Galaxy Stone. Or
Yeah.
what? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's just a second name for it,
Yeah, yeah,
which
like
makes
the
sense.
the fun name. The I don't know though. Actually, I love saying galaxy stone, but I love saying amygdaloidal
I make a
basalt.
little basalt. It's the
Yeah.
best, most fun thing to say ever.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Yeah.
is.
I'm staring at one right now. Like, hi,
Oh my
you're
goodness.
awesome.
Oh, you're fondling your amygdaloidal basalt right now on
Well, I'm not fondling it, Karen, but I am staring at it and
Oh,
holding
okay.
it in my hand. Don't make it weird.
It's
But
only
I
weird if
can
you make
say
it weird.
I do see opal in one of them, but it's not uh precious opal.
Okay, so that
But
actually
there's definitely
answers my question, though. There
yeah,
is opal.
there's I
Yeah.
see opal.
All right. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if anybody else has some input here, and we have a variety of different kinds of input. Almost as almost as good as the things that I shouldn't say. Also, um, did you find it?
Yeah, yeah. Um, so I think I believe that's what these are here. And so you guys won't be able to see the opal inside, but inside the basalt here are all these nice little round knobs. And
Can
so
we make him center stage?
oh, okay. So these little guys here, you can see that one. Some of that orange opal, but all these are all those little balls inside these pieces here, and some of them are empty, but some of them are full. And yeah, I can see play of color in these pieces here. So definitely a thing.
Freaking sweet. Oh, that's
Wow.
so awesome. Karen asked, and you have proven that it exists because, of course, you have
Yeah,
it
and
in your
I
magical shop.
I
Seriously, his
remembered
emporium of crazy mineralogy.
yeah, there's some cool things in here for sure. Um, but I was just looking at this other bag that I had grabbed, and I remember when I got this stuff, there were some pieces that were super crumbly, and so some of these the little opal balls came loose, and so some of
Look
these
at
chunks
that.
like this,
Pulse.
yeah,
Look at the pulse.
I'm sorry, like Turtle has already gone there. This like in the chat, and
Of
I
course
can't
you
believe
have.
that you just pulled that up.
Oh, you can't? Really? Have you not met him?
Oh, that's great. So your answers have been questioned, and your questions have been answered here.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, Rocky's right there too. Oh dear.
Okay, I'm not ready. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
The
not putting
the
him up here
dangers
though.
of reading things. The dangers of reading things before you've read them.
If you're watching this afterwards, open up the chat just so that
Yeah.
yeah, you have uh the the visual going so that you understand what it is.
Oh,
There's
for
a
sure.
part of this story that needs to be read that I'm not putting up on the screen.
Yeah.
Not gonna do
Fair enough.
it.
Wow, Spot. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
maybe
Yeah.
I'll flip through some of these Maybe I'll flip through some of these and make polish up a specimen that has some color
Oh
showing. So I'll
yeah.
grind into some of these pieces and see if I can
Yeah.
get some play of color shown.
Hey, freeform
Fun.
lapidary, you should make a video of
Okay.
that. Maybe, if you feel like it. That would be cool.
So
Sure.
you said okay
Why not?
already. He's locked in now.
Right.
Hold me to it. Hold me to it. All
Locked
right.
in.
It'll be disappointing a whole room full of people if he doesn't do it now.
Damn.
Yeah.
No pressure.
You guys are tricky.
Margaret, go do some stuff and the chat goes south. Could you stick around?
Yeah, Margaret, it's your fault for leaving.
Right, but then a usual Friday night in the rock community. You're right. we expect no less. And did I say hi to Wild Heart? I hope I did, because
Hi,
I saw you come in
Wildheart.
a little bit earlier, and oh dear, see.
Wow.
See what I'm talking about? See
Turtle.
what we're dealing with here?
I'll send it to you first, Turtle.
Thank you, Turtle.
Straight to your DMs.
Yep. Them family jewels.
I don't
Wow.
know if
Yep.
that's going to come in on camera or not. Do you see the red?
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
yep.
totally can.
Yep. Ooh, yeah.
So that's
No
just a little piece that
way.
broke off. Yeah.
Where's
That's so
this
cool.
from again? Did you say where this is from? Exact GPS location?
I wish I could, but I cannot.
Oh, okay.
Not even a general area or a country of origin, perhaps?
Yeah, it's on the planet Earth.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. Narrowed down.
Uh,
I'll go look tomorrow.
wow. You guys.
Yeah, I know. Jesus.
What a fun chat. What a fun chat we have here. Dude, if you've got like Lisa rolling on the floor, we're good.
Jennifer. The
We're
good,
good.
the bad, and the unrepeatable.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
you guys are awesome.
That is this crew. All right. So do you guys have some suggestions for anybody for this upcoming challenge? Any words of wise for folks?
Go, Caleb.
Go all out.
I mean,
Make
Jahik.
something really cool, really unique.
Dang it, you stole my answer.
Come on,
Aw.
Yeah,
on the
that's
spot.
yeah. Well, I'd say, and like this is the thing is, try something you've wanted to try. That would be what I would love to see because there is, like I said, with the thing when I was trying to do a more specific thing, there was people I had in mind that said, I've always wanted to try A, B, C, whatever, and just for whatever reason hadn't done it. And I was like, oh, this will give them the push. Consider this your push too. If it's something that you've always wanted to try, go for it. If it doesn't turn out, fine. You can always make something else and enter that because you can literally enter anything that's a caption. So as long as you've made it in the month of March, you're good.
That is awesome.
That's all I've got to say on it.
Yeah, no, that's the best right there. Uh Melissa said that she had done 5 cabochons, did you say?
Oh, I mean, those were the successful ones, and then somebody just went, meh. There was tons that were just, oh, they just didn't work out. But that's like, I love it though. Like to me, it feels like a month-long challenge of keep making stuff and then pick your favorite, coolest one you made. And then you get to a point where you're like, I mean, I'm not kidding. On that last day, I was tripping, like, which one do I enter? And that, I guess I created a problem for myself. Because I honestly didn't know which direction to go because I'd made some stuff that was so different from each other that I didn't know what to do. And that's literally when I went to a party of people that don't have any, they don't, I mean, they care about rocks ish. Like, where
Because
they're
of
the people
you.
that got me into them.
Right.
Well, no, and because, like, I mean, literally, I keep finding boxes that are labeled rocks. in my parents' storage and being like, "Oh, what's in here?" And then being like, "Can I have this?" So like my parents definitely have like an interest and an eye and love natural materials from the world, but they just looked at I was like, which one would you vote for? And that's how literally how I picked, because I could not. I was like, oh, I love every one of them for such different reasons, and it was kind of driving me crazy, and I decided to put it out of my hands. And yeah, but yeah, I just think it's fun. Like, you have a month to play, and I know I have got more time to play than a lot of people, um but like, just in a little bit of time that you do have, make a couple things, then pick your favorite. Like, that's fun too. Like, just to me, it's been a nice, what am I going to do this month? It's a nice direction to take. If I wake up in the morning and I want to work on something, but I don't really know what, it was really fun to have that kind of guideline there.
Excellent.
And
Very
so
Yeah.
good.
I would say try that. Like, just, yeah, use it as an inspiration,
Yeah.
especially
And
this month where I'm like, there's no direction. Do anything you want. Yeah.
right, like a sprinkler, this is like focused, like a laser beam. But like one of the things that happens a lot of times in art, and I think that, barring any conversations that we had over on the Discord, the art that you put into your lapidary here, a, a lot of times there is a collection uh, where the entire thing that you have been creating for the past, say, month or so has a tie-in. This creates a collection. And so you either can look at what you just made and it's just all over the place. You've got like this material and that, and none of it matches. It's all just really all over the place. Like
It's
a
eclectic,
bunch of,
Erin.
yeah,
It's
like
eclectic.
clothes that don't necessarily go together for an outfit. And
Mhm.
then you have a collection where you have something that pulls all of these different projects together. There's a thread. And so if you
Yeah,
have a theme like a live edge, or this free form thing, then you have a thread that's tying all of your pieces together. And then what ends up happening is that when you compile them, you see that there is a unity in the work that you've done over the course of several different projects. And that can
right.
be really super rewarding, not only for your technique, that you're attaining higher levels of that specific technique, but also for any viewer. Like, if you are creating a body of work that you're going to then set into jewelry or sell or whatever, there's this beautiful unity and all of the work looks really good together. And
Very good
so,
point.
yeah, there's something to be said for that. And so we're beguiling you into to flirting with the highest art form that you possibly can, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just want to say something real quick.
Yeah.
L- Uh, there's artists in this community, and I'm sorry, it was a thing that came up on Discord. I'm just gonna say it, like, there are fantastic artists, and I just want that to be clearly stated. I'm gonna leave it there, but this is the thing.
She's just dropping her mic.
There's ways that, like, look, it's a skill set you learn, whether you're like, if you're learning anything, like with anything, there's a skill set you learn, and there's going to be people that evolve it up to an art form. There's going to be people that don't ever really care about that. They just want to make maybe some cabs they can move. Like, there's people that are going to do stuff for volume or whatever. But there's absolutely an art form in this world, and I just want that clearly stated. Like, look at the entries that happened this last month, and then tell me that there's not artistry in that. And I'm going to just leave it there.
Yeah, yeah, I
Very
love
good.
that statement. I do. Do you have anything to add to that, Caleb?
I agree.
And Homer goes into the bushes.
I just think
um,
it's the kind of thing where you can easily, like, look at something and assume something isn't the case. But if you look at it closer, you'll see that it is the case. And I just I just don't want anybody out there thinking that what they're doing, it's like it's at least it's aspirational. You're trying to do something that's unique and cool and beautiful, and that is art to me. You're picking the material, you're picking the shape, you're picking how you're going to approach it, and you're the only one doing that exactly like that. And that is art. Will someone else consider it art? I don't know, but does it really matter? Mm, no. What matters is what you think and what the people that care about you think and the people around you that are giving you, like, that are telling you it's beautiful. Those are the people where it matters. And I just don't want anybody feeling stifled that what they're doing isn't cool, because it very much is. And that's the point I'm going to make about it. And I'm going to, yeah. I was like, oh, I'm done. And apparently I wasn't.
No, and Turtle, the conversation, never ever apologize for bringing up discussion and conversation. It's good for our minds. It's
It
just
very
when
much is.
stuff gets like kind of, derailed into the one side or the other of the road where it goes into the mud or something like that. And as long as you're having a discussion and you're being respectful for like all the different perspectives, how is that not just everybody growing? We don't
Right.
all have
Right.
to agree, but it's so
Nope.
good, so good for us to hear other people's perspectives, especially when they're passionate about it. Wow, that's not the one I hold, and yet you're so passionate about it, and I love you, so I need to look at that closer if we don't share
Right.
that same perspective. It's so good for us. And so, no,
Well,
thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But
all
it's like
about it.
I was talking to Theo earlier today, and he was talking about how his mind had gotten changed about live edge stuff from this last month's competition, because he'd always looked at that kind of stuff and went scrap pile, and how he's now reevaluating his scrap pile and all of his rough, and like, look at what, like, and he's one of the most talented people ever, but it's like he got in his head that something had to be a certain way, and then he was like, I've been wrong this whole time. And it blew me away. Like, wow, that's so cool. Like, I would have always thought that that's exactly how you thought about it, you know? So it's so cool that just the fact that Jahit came up with the idea to do this competition, and then we all implemented that, and then there was a live edge competition, and it changed his mind about something. And can you imagine what that dude is going to do with that? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
mind
No, I
blowing. It's
can't.
I'm
I'll
terrified a
hear
little
about
bit of
it.
how good it's going to be.
I'll hear about it at about 3 a.m. though. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
But
yeah, he blew me away with that. Like, I was just
yeah.
like, wow, that is it. It made me so happy that just this simple little contest that we're having, completely, he saw things people entered and went, oh, okay, I've been wrong, you know? And that is amazing.
It's great. And
Sorry I put him on
Jennifer
blast. Didn't mean to.
Jennifer almost cried because she had to choose just one
Felt bad.
cab. And my anxiety was so high. Sorry, Jennifer. I know I was feeling the same way. I was gonna just opt out on the
Oh,
voting because I was like, okay, other people can vote. There's like so many in there that I would vote for number one. I am really having an issue with that. And then actually, Caleb today was like, yeah, you're gonna vote, right? I guess. I guess I have to.
Yeah.
it's
It's
rough.
great. Great when it's
It's hard to
anonymous so
pick.
that you
And
can just like skirt off of it.
yeah, like my husband got mad. He's like, "Why aren't you guys doing like a pick your number one, two, three? Like, why aren't you doing that?" And I'm like, I don't, because it's just like, we don't need to make it complicated. But yes, it is hard to pick one. It is. I had a hard time. Like, there was one in my mind, but I was like, that's just my favorite, and that's what I went with. But it was like there was a little because there was such beautiful stuff. And I think also, like, the issue with it is like, there were some that didn't get votes that I thought were absolutely phenomenal, and that part sucks a little bit. Like, you want to be able to, I don't know, whatever. It is what it is,
Well, the best way that
and
you can
it's fun.
show support to everybody is letting them know in the discussion thread for each one's contest when someone uploads their cab, you know, let them know what you love about it and what they think. You know, that's just as rewarding, if not more rewarding, than actually winning the competition. Probably more
That's fair.
rewarding is getting the
That's fair.
feedback like, "Oh my God, people really love what I did." You know, that feeds
Yeah,
Yeah.
me.
right.
And I did that so I'll feel better.
Yeah, yeah. And to answer your question, Opal guy, it turned from lapidary to philosophy because like we're part rock and we're part people. And so we got derailed on the people part. Sorry about that. We'll try to, nudge it over to the original subject. But yeah, I think it's always interesting that it, you know, balance between the two.
For sure.
The rocks wouldn't quite be as interesting without the people, you know.
No.
So it's worth it. And thank you, Soul, for that bit of wise there as well. And Rock was saying, yeah, he's such a perfectionist. I'd love to have his scrap pile. Talking about Theo, you can only
Same
imagine.
here.
But
Well, he's going back through it. So
and Jahik was talking about the all the discards that were in that person's garden, like
Oh yeah,
boy, one
yeah,
person's treasure or trash is another person's treasure for
yep.
sure. And Bob has a good word of wise here. It's all about what speaks to you. That's so true.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
live on that when I come into my shop. I rarely have a direction I'm going, and I just start rifling through all my slabs, and then I find stuff and just go for it.
Same here. Exactly
So
that.
yeah, I'm that messy lapidarist that you were talking about earlier, Karen. That has like no direction. It's just stuff.
Right. Oh man, like if I didn't trip over things in my studio and then like land head face first into it, I don't know if I'd get anything done. Yeah, cuz like there's so many like different projects screaming at me in any given time.
Yep.
The cabbers screaming at you, and the facetors screaming at you, and the jewelry projects are screaming at you, and how about some sand casting, and like all of these, and they're all fun plates to spin. And so finding that quiet place where you can hear that one really special rock kind of whispering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
and
It'd
and
drive you.
then if it gets into your ear and it's that special, then you know that it's going to be good. And so
Mm-hmm.
but then again, at the same time, with what Caleb was saying about not worrying about ruining a couple fossils, to bring it all the way back to the very beginning of our conversation tonight, um you know uh don't worry either. Like, the whole planet is made out of rocks. And so we can get started and something can, shatter into oblivion or decide to sing prettier than anything you've ever seen ever before. And it's like instant, deep, deep love. It can go both ways. And
Mm-hmm.
so, give yourself a break if it's the first and not the latter.
Very good.
Yeah, my words of wise. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on this evening and telling us all about the Discord contest. Congratulations so much to you, Mom. Very well deserved.
Thank you.
Very much so.
Y'all are just okay. But look how close it was. It was close because there's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. And I can't wait until I get to see what people do next month. Honestly, y'all are amazing. And your dog agrees.
Yeah, that everybody, that's a wahi, and like he thinks that he can talk. I'm confident he thinks he
Thinks he
knows
can.
exactly, like, well, he's talking to me, he thinks I understand what he's saying right now.
Oh,
I
he said
probably
go join
should.
Discord. He said go join
Yeah,
Discord and be part of next month's challenge. That's what he said. I got you, Karen. Don't worry about it.
you're exactly right. You got a wahi's back because he's like shouting at me to remember to do that announcement, and you did. Thank you so much. And she put the link to the Discord up there in the chat. And so go ahead and follow that link. Join us on the Discord. It looked like Boo Boo needs to. Come on.
Come on, Boo
We're
Boo.
having a good, come on, Boo Boo. We're having
Her
a
name's
good
Jessie,
time.
by the way. Hi, Jessie.
Come on over. And everybody's welcome. Ryan did bring up a good point. He was like, wait until tomorrow if you want it to be your March entry. I don't think anybody's going to tell on you if you start tonight. It's okay.
It's
Just don't tell
okay.
Caleb.
It's okay. It's okay. If you
Man, if they
submit
can come up
something
with something
tonight,
that
I'll be
quick,
impressed.
right?
Actually, I probably won't even have the thread up until tomorrow, so you'll have
Yeah.
to wait.
Yeah, so good luck.
And yeah, Mr. Turtle Montana is saying some rocks have survived on this planet for billions of years, but they didn't last a month in my workshop. It's okay. It's okay, man. It's the circle. I always revel at what the sand on the beach might have been.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And
I'm
where
right
it's
there with
from.
you.
When you just you're holding a little handful of those sand grains and you're like, you're from all over the place and from the cosmos too. So
Yep.
it's
Yep.
pretty darn cool. It's an amalgam of everything. Oh, wow, are we deep tonight?
Oh, wow.
Ooh. I don't think I can build upon this, and I promised some other things that we're going to make jewelry mock-ups and stuff like that. If I say that we do that another time, guys, because this has been really good.
We did it to you again, Karen.
You're
We
the
derailed
best guest.
you.
You're the best guest
Sorry.
ever. No, this is like this is the rail. Like when I go into the weeds with the jewelry and the microzone, that's the stratosphere. That's why it's the ozone.
Hmm.
we're
That works
we're floating
perfectly.
around somewhere in the atmosphere on tangents. And so go over to the Discord, join. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for sharing your cabochons and your thoughts about them, your words of wise, your philosophy. You guys rock, obviously.
You
Heyo.
rock.
Cheers to you. Any parting words?
Go ahead, Mo.
Make some awesome stuff and show it to us.
I like that.
Okay.
In whichever format possible. Sorry, Caleb, but like if you're not on the Discord, do a video for us or
Yes,
post it up wherever it is that you do. We love the YouTube. We love whatever. Invite us into your world. Thank you,
Very
Mom.
good.
perfectly said, Karen.
Caleb?
Just gonna add a little bit of new content that we're gonna bring to the server. Um, so we do have the cabochon contest, but I was trying to think of something to do for other people as well who also create, but isn't maybe necessarily contest oriented. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do like another monthly themed event, and basically we'll just pick a material, and this will be welcome for all creators to do whatever you do with said material. So just as an example, if the month theme is agates, you guys could tumble, you guys could make cabs, you guys could do polishing of any type, carvings, jewelry. It's just something for you guys to, for the rest of you who make other projects, to have something to maybe drive you a little bit for maybe just, even if it's just a single project, or it could be tons of them. There's no competition, there's no nothing about that. It's just something to maybe push you a little bit or drive you to be like, oh, maybe the competition's petrified wood and I've been wanting to tumble this stuff for a while, and maybe now's the reason to do it. So it'll go up there. It'll just be something like a gallery where you guys can just go share on whatever it is that the theme is for that month. So I'd like to see more from you guys. Like, we do have the individual sections for jewelry making and stuff, but maybe this will be a little bit more directed at people. So if that's something you guys are looking forward to, let us know in the Discord as well, or in the comment section here, so I know if that's something you guys would like to see. And I'll keep that going every month if that's what you guys want to do.
That's
Awesome.
brilliant.
Yeah, it sounds like people are already excited about it. And I love the idea too. Thank you so much for thinking of these fun activities for us.
Of course, yeah. I want to see
So
the
awesome.
Discord grow and have more stuff on the daily for people to interact with. I think that would be really important.
So good.
For
It's
sure.
so good. I love it.
It is. Thank
And I
All
you.
can't
right.
wait.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on, and we will see you in the near future over there on the Discord. I'm absolutely sure. And so, cheers to you. Thank you for coming. And all right, you guys, I'm gonna send you. Look at all this stuff that I had out for us to do, like jewelry mock-ups too, and everything. I'll hit you guys the next time. We've got a whole weekend to go, and we'll slide into one of these live spots and do some fun building. And I'll show you what I've been up to. This has been so cool to hang out with Melissa and with Caleb. Always such a pleasure. And then I also wanted to mention, of course, throughout the weekend we've got the live with Kyle. It looked like he was doing some plumbing this evening. Wish him luck for that. If you haven't had a chance to go and look at the videos that have dropped from both Jeff of JMV Rock Hounding, he had some eye candy of these cuts that were crazy good. And then there was Rufo had both a studio live stream with all of us hanging out and making some cool things. But also, he had a live stream where he was interviewing a fossil prepper. And so, definitely go check that stuff out. Super cool. And of course, always Prairie Girl Rocks had a wonderful live on Wednesday, but also is getting ready to do a live sale. So keep your eyes perked for that, because that's going to be super good. And she was talking about having some rough and some slabs and some little bit of jewelry and all sorts of good stuff. And so definitely be keeping an eye out for that. We know that we always get some Arizona Rockhound expeditions, fantastic liveliness on our Sundays. And then it just depended on what everybody's schedules are like throughout the weekend with the live streams. It's always been fun to kind of put like the cherry on top of that Sunday and do some kind of a live after Julie and Brian. And so if we get to the jewelry mock-ups that night, or if we do a studio live stream, that's potentially uh, our trajectory. And so thank you, Mr. Chubby Hubby and Mr. Turtle Montana, for all your generosity tonight. Oh, I absolutely have to mention that it is because of your guys's help for the channel that we were able to get our toy. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the toy the next time, but it is dual wireless microphones. Some of you guys over on the Discord probably saw that currently rock hounding Jared, our buddy, was getting some different ones and needed somebody to have the ones that he had before. And we have been looking for a pair of good wireless mics so that we can bring you some nice interviews in the field. I would have interviewed Outlaw Rocks more had we had some good field mics, some Steve during some of our mining and rock hounding expeditions. So we went ahead and we took some of the funds that you guys help us with, and we reinvested in the channel by getting the wireless mics so that we can take you guys out in the field live streaming or getting good audio while we're getting interviews and that sort of thing. Can't do that with a phone. And so thank you so much for everything that you do for the channel. It goes to a good place and we have things to show for it, that being one of them. And so thank you also, currently rock hounding Jared, for offering that both to the community, but also specifically. I know he's so good at making fair assessment on the tools that we use. as far as you guys have seen some of his videos assessing saws and other lapidary tools, I knew he was going to be so picky about having something be good that if he said it was good, it's good. You know, integrity goes a long way with all of us. And so I had to tell you guys about that. There will be more about that later. Thank you, Patricia, for being here. Thank you, Rocky Mountain Bear. Let's be rocking. Ryan, thank you guys. Allison, of course, you're wonderful. Mr. Chubby Hubby, I did say, and Jennifer and Brian. And Lisa, thank you so much. And Ken also. Highs and buys to Ken. We're going to need to get Ken up in here for a micro zone. Since we keep on skipping our micro zone, we need to get a dedicated micro zone night. You guys are all fantastic. You guys rock. I love you. We're going to pull up our probably the last sunset we'll see. I keep on hoping to get into the editor. We've got some killer videos in the can that I need to get edited and released to you. Fire opals and beach hunts, and even some older rock hounding expeditions to other states that are in the can waiting for your eyeballs and your earballs. And so it's coming, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for this Friday night. Be alive, everybody. Are you here? Am I here? Man, we can't hear me.
Yeah.
Let's start over again. Are you here? Am I here? man, we can't hear me. Let's start over again.